So in this video, we're going to be using completing the square to solve our quadratic equations. So the way that I'm envisaging this is you have a part A, which says complete the square for x squared plus 2x take away 3, for example, and then part B, hence solve the equation. Okay? So I'm forcing myself to use completing the square here to solve. Now, I'm not going to go back through completing the square from scratch. We looked at that in the previous section. So assuming that you've done that we know how to complete the square, let's just dive straight in. X squared plus 2x take away 3 is equal to 0. So we open up a bracket and have x and then half of the 2, so plus 1, squared. Take away 1 squared, which is 1. And then we've still got the minus 3 equals 0. So the x squared plus 2x bit, okay, that becomes x plus 1 squared take away 1, and then we've still got the take away 3. So tidy this up. So x plus 1 squared minus 1 take away 3 is minus 4. And then, now that we've completed the square, now we're going on to the part B, hence solve, okay? Now we need to rearrange this equation to get x equals, okay? So we're going to add 4 to both sides first. So x plus 1 squared is equal to 4. Then we need to square root both sides. Now remember, when you're square rooting here, we're going to get a plus or minus. So x plus 1 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 4, which is 2. Then we can subtract 1 from both sides. Now, quite often, I place the take away 1 here. Okay? The reason why I place it there rather than to the right is I quite like having to then think of minus 1 plus 2 or minus 1 take away 2. But you can do plus 2 take away 1 or take away minus 2 take away 1. It's perfectly fine. It doesn't matter which way around you do it. I just have got myself trained into placing it there instead for these. So, how do you read this? Well, either you have minus 1 plus 2, which is 1, or you have minus 1 take away 2, which is minus 3. So the two solutions are 1 or minus 3. Okay. So, number 2, x squared plus 8x plus 15 equals 0. So you can see that completing the square, what it does is it gives you a way of solving the equation by rearranging. Okay, so it's quite useful for that. So we start off with x plus half of the 8, so 4 squared. Take away 4 squared, so take away 16, and we've still got the plus 15. Okay, tidy that up. So now we've completed the square, now we need to rearrange. So we're going to add 1 to both sides. So x plus 4 squared is equal to 1. Square root both sides, bringing in a plus minus, so square root of 1 is 1. And then take 4 from both sides, so minus 4 plus or minus 1. So either we have minus 4 plus 1, which is minus 3, or you have minus 4 take away 1, which is minus 5. Okay, so that's number 2. Now, number 3 and number 4, both of these can be solved also by factorising. And we've seen examples like this just a couple of videos ago. Okay. However, if the question said complete the square for part A and then hence solve, okay, we would have to do it that way. Now, completing the square with these, some students find a little bit unusual because we've only got the 2 terms, but that's perfectly fine. It starts off by opening up a bracket having x and then half of the minus 4 is minus 2 squared. Take away minus 2 squared, so take away 4, or take away 2 squared, if you like. But then there's nothing extra here, so there's nothing extra that goes here. So we get straight to this bit where we've completed the square, and then we just rearrange it. So we add 4 to both sides, square root both sides, so we get plus or minus 2, and then add 2 to both sides. So we've either got 2 plus 2, which is 4, or x is equal to 2 take away 2, which is 0. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the last one. X squared plus 6x is equal to 0. So completing the square, we're going to get x and then half of the 6 is plus 3 squared. Take away the square of 3, so 9 is equal to 0. Then add the 9 to both sides. Square root both sides, we get plus or minus 3. And then subtract 3 from both sides. So we either get minus 3 plus 3, which is 0, or minus 3 take away 3, which is minus 6.